What makes a car engine truly awesome? Can a car engine be so special you should never let it go? Let's dive into 15 car engines so special you might want to think twice, maybe even 3 times, before selling your ride. Engine 15, the Toyota 1HDT. Let's shift our focus to an engine designed for serious grunt and unwavering dependability, the Toyota 1HDT. This turbocharged inline-6 diesel engine is a legend in the world of off-roading and overlanding, primarily found nestled within the sturdy frame of older Toyota Land Cruisers. The 1HDT prioritizes torque over outright horsepower, making it ideal for hauling heavy loads and tackling challenging terrain. Its compression ratio was typically a stout 18.601, a characteristic of diesel engines that aids in efficient combustion. While horsepower was a respectable 160, the real story lies in its torque output, often exceeding a formidable 300 pounds-feet of torque. This substantial torque figure is what gives Land Cruisers equipped with this engine their impressive pulling power. What is it that makes this diesel powerhouse so revered for its strength and longevity in some of the harshest environments on the planet? The Toyota 1HDT is built with an over-engineered philosophy. Its robust cast-iron block and heavy-duty internal components are designed to withstand extreme stresses and demanding conditions. Toyota's reputation for reliability is deeply intertwined with this engine. The 1HDT is known for its ability to endure hundreds of thousands of miles with proper maintenance. Its simple, yet effective, design avoids overly complex electronics, which can be prone to failure in remote locations. Engine 14, the Mazda BP. Shifting gears to something a bit nimbler, we encounter the Mazda BP engine. This spirited 4-cylinder power plant is best known for its role in the iconic Mazda Miata, but it also saw service in other models like the Mazda 323 and Familia. The BP is celebrated for its free-revving nature and engaging character. Typically, the compression ratio hovered around a respectable 9.0.1, striking a good balance between performance and reliability. Horsepower figures generally landed in the 110 to 140 range, which, while not earth-shattering, was perfectly suited to the lightweight chassis it often powered. Torque, while not its defining characteristic, was a respectable 100 to 120 pounds-feet of torque, providing enough pull for spirited driving. So what's the secret to this little four-banger's charm and surprising durability? The Mazda BP engine is a prime example of thoughtful engineering. It features a lightweight design with an emphasis on responsiveness. Its double overhead camshaft and 4-valve per-cylinder design allowed it to breathe efficiently at higher engine speeds, contributing to its eager revving nature. Mazda also employed quality materials and construction techniques, resulting in an engine that could withstand enthusiastic driving, a hallmark of the Miata experience. While not as inherently overbuilt as some larger engines, the BP's design focused on efficiency and a good power-to-weight ratio, contributing to its fun-to-drive nature and respectable lifespan. Engine 13, the Ford Windsor 302. Let's kick things off with a true blue American classic, the Ford Windsor 302. For decades, this workhorse of a V8 found its home under the hoods of countless Ford vehicles, from Mustangs and Explorers to trucks like the F-150. Its production run spanned a significant period, demonstrating its versatility and enduring design. A typical compression ratio ranged from 8.01 to 9.01, allowing for good performance on regular gasoline. Depending on the specific configuration and year, horsepower figures varied, generally falling between a dependable 130 horsepower in its more basic forms to a respectable 200-plus horsepower in higher output versions. Torque figures were equally robust, typically ranging from a solid 250 to over 300 pounds-feet of torque, providing that classic V8 grunt that's so satisfying. But what is it about this seemingly simple, pushrod V8 that has cemented its place in automotive history? The Windsor 302's enduring appeal lies in its inherent simplicity and robust construction. Its pushrod, two-valve per cylinder design was straightforward, making it relatively inexpensive to manufacture and remarkably easy to maintain. This simplicity translated directly into reliability. Fewer complex parts meant fewer potential points of failure. Ford also produced these engines in massive quantities, which has led to an incredibly strong aftermarket support system. Parts are readily available and affordable, making repairs and even performance upgrades accessible to the average enthusiast. Its reputation for durability and ease of modification has made it a beloved choice for hot rodders and classic car restorers alike. Engine 12, the Honda K-Series. Moving on, we find the Honda K-Series engines, like the K20 and K24. These engines are known for being strong and love to rev up high. The K20, like in the Civic Si, could have a compression ratio of 9.6.1 to 11.7.1 and make about 160 to over 200 horsepower, with torque around 130 to 160 pounds-feet of torque. The K24, often in CR-Vs and Accords, might have a compression ratio around 9.7.1 to 10.5.1 and make about 160 to 200 horsepower, and around 160 to 180 pounds-feet of torque. So what's the secret to their pep and toughness? Honda is famous for its VTEC system in these engines. VTEC is like a secret switch that changes how the engine breathes at different speeds. This helps the engine make good power when you're driving normally and even more power when you put your foot down. Honda also builds these engines really well, with strong parts that can handle all that revving. Engine 11. The Ford 300 Inline-6. Let's shift gears to a real workhorse, the Ford 300 Inline-6. This engine isn't about fancy speed, it's about pure, long-lasting toughness. It has a simple design, which is part of why it lasts so long. The compression ratio was usually around 8.01 to 8.81, making about 120 to 150 horsepower. But the important number is its torque, which could be around 250 to 265 pounds-feet of torque. That's what helps trucks pull heavy stuff. But what makes this big six so hard to kill? Its simple design is a big plus. Fewer parts mean fewer things to break. Ford made the parts big and strong so they could handle lots of hard work. People who own trucks with this engine often say they just keep going and going, even when they're old. Easy to fix too. Engine 10, the Nissan RB26 DET. Stepping into the realm of legendary Japanese performance engines, we arrive at the Nissan RB26 DET. This twin-turbocharged inline-six is an icon, inextricably linked with the legendary Nissan Skyline GT-R. The RB26 DETT is a tuner's dream, renowned for its immense power potential. Its compression ratio was a modest 8.51, allowing it to handle significant boost from its twin turbochargers. Officially, Nissan quoted horsepower at around 276, a figure widely believed to be a conservative estimate due to gentlemen's agreements in the Japanese auto industry at the time. In reality, even in stock form, it likely produced more, and with modifications, the power potential is enormous. Torque was also substantial, around 260 pounds-feet of torque in its factory configuration. What makes this engine a legend in the world of performance and modification, and why is it considered so robust? The RB26 DET was designed with performance and durability in mind from the outset. It features a robust cast-iron block, a forged crankshaft, and strong connecting rods, all capable of withstanding significant stress. This over-engineered design is what makes it so receptive to modifications and capable of producing far more power than its original factory rating. Its inherent strength and the vast aftermarket support have made it a favorite for those seeking serious performance. While high-strung and complex, a well-maintained RB26 DETT can be surprisingly durable, a testament to its original design and engineering. Engine 9. The Chevrolet Small Block V8. Time for a classic, the Chevrolet Small Block V8. This engine has been around for ages and has powered tons of different Chevy cars and trucks. There have been many versions over the years, from the early 265 cubic inch to the later 350 cubic inch and more. A common version, the 350, might have a compression ratio around 8.51 to 10.1, and make anywhere from 150 to over 300 horsepower, with torque numbers all over the place depending on the version. What's the secret to its long life and popularity? The small block Chevy is known for its simple and effective design. It's relatively easy to work on, and parts are easy to find and don't cost too much. Because it's been around for so long, there's a lot of knowledge about how to keep them running. Plus, they are just built tough. Engine 8, the Mitsubishi 4G63T. Let's delve into the world of turbocharged four-cylinder legends with the Mitsubishi 4G63T. This engine is a favorite among tuners and enthusiasts, primarily known for its role in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution and Eagle Talon TSI Plymouth Laser RS Turbo. The 4G63T is renowned for its robust construction and its ability to handle significant power upgrades. Compression ratios typically range from 8.51 to 9.01, making it well-suited for forced induction. Stock horsepower figures vary depending on the specific model and year, generally falling between 200 and 300. But with modifications, power outputs far exceeding these figures are common. Torque figures were equally impressive, providing strong acceleration. What makes this turbocharged four-cylinder such a popular platform for modification, and why is it considered to be so durable, even under high boost conditions? The Mitsubishi 4G63T has a stout cast iron block and strong internal components, making it exceptionally resilient to the stresses of turbocharging. Its overbuilt design is a key factor in its popularity among tuners. The robust construction allows it to handle significant increases in boost pressure and power output with the right supporting modifications. A vast aftermarket exists for the 4G63T, offering a wide array of performance parts. While pushing the limits of its performance requires careful attention to tuning and maintenance, a well-built 4G63T can be surprisingly durable even at elevated power levels. Engine 7, the Mercedes-Benz M113. Shifting our focus to refined power, we arrive at the Mercedes-Benz 113 engine. This naturally aspirated V8 engine graced numerous Mercedes-Benz models, offering a smooth and potent driving experience. The M113 was known for its effortless power delivery and its pleasing V8 burble. A typical compression ratio was around 10.0 to 1. Horsepower figures vary depending on the specific variant, ranging from a respectable 300 horsepower in its base form to over 500 horsepower in AMG high-performance versions. Torque figures were equally impressive, providing ample thrust across the rev range. What makes this luxurious and powerful V8 so desirable and capable of lasting for many years? The Mercedes-Benz M113 is a showcase of German engineering prowess. It features a robust aluminum block and cylinder heads, contributing to its strength and relatively light weight. Mercedes-Benz employed high-quality materials and meticulous manufacturing processes. While complex compared to earlier engines, the M113 is generally considered to be a reliable engine if properly maintained. Regular servicing with quality fluids is key to ensuring its longevity and preserving its smooth and powerful character. Engine 6, the GM LS1. We talked about the LS series before, and the LS1 is a great example. This V8 engine was in cars like the Chevrolet Corvette and Pontiac GTO. The compression ratio was around 10.1.1, making about 305 to 350 horsepower, with torque around 300 to 365 pounds-feet of torque. What makes this modern V8 so good? The LS1 has a great balance of power and a strong design. It's relatively simple for a modern engine, which helps with how long it lasts. It's also easy to find parts and information about this engine. Engine 5, the Porsche M96 and M97 Flat 6. Moving to a high-performance engine, the Porsche M96 and M97 Flat 6. You find this in many Porsche 911. It's a six-cylinder engine where the parts move sideways. The compression ratio could be around 11.01 to 12.5.1, making about 300 to over 400 horsepower, with lots of torque. What makes this Porsche engine so special? Porsche built this engine for sports cars. It's strong and makes great power. Even though it's a high-performance engine, it's built to last if you take good care of it with regular maintenance. Engine 4, The GM 3800. Here's an engine known for being super reliable, the GM 3800. This is a V6 engine that was in lots of GM cars for many years. The compression ratio was usually around 8.5.1 to 9.4.1, making about 165 to over 200 horsepower, with torque around 210 to over 230 pounds-feet of torque. What makes this V6 so dependable? The GM 3800 has a simple but strong design. It's known for being able to run for a very long time without major problems. People say it's one of the most reliable engines GM ever made. Engine 3, the Subaru EJ205. Let's look at another Subaru engine, the EJ205. This is a 4-cylinder engine with a turbocharger and the Boxer design, like we talked about before. It was in cars like the Subaru Impreza WRX. The compression ratio was often around 8.0.1 to 9.0.1, making about 220 to 230 horsepower, with torque around 220 pounds-feet of torque. What makes this Turbo Boxer engine special? Like the other EJ engines, the Boxer design helps it stay balanced. The turbocharger gives it extra power, making it a fun engine for driving. Subaru built it to be pretty tough, especially the versions in the WRX. Engine 2, the Toyota 22RE. Nearing the top, we have an engine known for its amazing reliability, the Toyota 22RE. This is a 4-cylinder engine that was in Toyota trucks and SUVs like the Hilux and 4Runner. The compression ratio was usually around 9.01, making about 97 to 112 horsepower, with torque around 130 to 140 pounds-feet of torque. What makes this Toyota engine so incredibly tough? The 22RE has a simple and strong design. It's famous for being able to run for a very, very long time with just basic maintenance. People who own Toyotas with this engine often say they'll never sell them because the engine is so reliable. Engine 1, the Toyota 2JZ GTE. And finally, at the top of our list is the Toyota 2JZ GTE. We mentioned a few Toyotas before, but it's so good it deserves to be here again. This engine from the Toyota Supra is legendary. It's a straight 6 with 2 turbochargers. The compression ratio was around 8.5.1, making about 276 horsepower officially, but could do much more, with torque around 318 pounds-feet of torque. What makes this engine the king? The 2JZ GTE is built incredibly strong. Toyota over-engineered it, meaning it can handle way more power than it originally made. It's famous for its ability to be tuned to make huge horsepower and still last a long time if properly cared for. It's a true icon. So there you have it. 15 car engines that are so awesome, you might want to hold on to your car a little longer if it has one. What do you think? Did your favorite make the list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more cool dives into the world of amazing cars. And if you're wondering about some super cool planes, click here to watch our next video.